Let's talk about this sudden, MAGA-adjacent meltdown on X, because watching these pro-Zionist influencers spiral over. Tucker Carlson interviewing Nick. Fuentes is the funniest, most embarrassing display of selective morality we've seen all year. These people are acting like the Republic just collapsed because Tucker didn't body slam Fuentes on camera. Oh, now you care about holding extremists accountable? Cute, adorable even. Comedy gold. Because these same loudmouths, the ones screeching into their ring lights about journalistic integrity, are the first to unzip their spines and toss their ethics into the nearest trash can whenever Trump or Benjamin Netanyahu strolls into the room. You didn't push back. You didn't challenge. You didn't even blink. You sat there doing giggle interviews with two men whose policies have killed civilians, destabilized governments, funneled billions to corrupt networks, and left entire regions in ruins. But Tucker having a conversation? Now you're reenacting Victorian fainting scenes like someone exposed your ankles. You cannot demand moral outrage from the public when you refuse to ask the most basic, human, reality-anchored questions to a man literally being investigated for genocide. You platformed Netanyahu like he was auditioning for America's Got Talent. You let Trump ramble about the greatest whatever of all time, without asking why American families are choosing between groceries and rent. But suddenly you're the morality police? The irony could power a small city. And here's the real reason you're panicking. It's not about Fuentes. It's not about ethics. It's not about journalistic standards. It's about losing control of the narrative you spent decades manufacturing. You're watching the propaganda machine slip out of your hands. And now you're clawing at everyone else as if you weren't the ones dragging America into moral quicksand. The moment someone breaks from your approved list of who's allowed to speak, your entire ecosystem short-circuits. You don't know how to handle conversations you can't orchestrate. You clutch your pearls so hard they nearly shatter. You pretend to be horrified by extremism, while openly celebrating leaders whose policies have caused more human suffering than any internet edgelord ever could. Your outrage isn't real. Your standards aren't real. Your morality is transactional at best, propaganda at worst. If you're terrified that Tucker didn't go hard enough, maybe look in the mirror and ask why you never went hard at all. Not when children were buried under rubble. Not when families were starved behind blockades. Not when aid was cut. Not when war crimes were televised. You asked nothing. You demanded nothing. You protected everything. MAGA, Zionist pundits, and the entire outrage industrial complex don't get to lecture anyone on accountability until they learn how to ask a single real question to the men whose actions actually reshaped the world.